Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel, Two Brothers Outdoors. We normally have a mic for Tim and a mic for myself, and the mics go on our hat brims and they're too noisy.
Too loud.
So I put the mic here last time and that was too noisy also. So now I got the mic clipped in the middle of my stomach here.
Belly button clip.
Yeah, it's a belly button mic. We'll see how it works. Okay, today we're not going to saw anything today. We're caught up on our wood orders, thankfully, finally. But what we are going to do is one way we can stay ahead of the competition is to make sure our wood is accurate. When we cut a 2x4, it's a 2x4. When we cut a 2x6, it's a 2x6. And yada, yada, yada.
So on.
So anyway, I noticed my mill was doing something a little different the other day. So I'm going to check the mill to make sure it's level. The track I've already checked, but the mill head has to be level with the track, and I'll show you exactly what we're talking about. All right, so let's get started on this. We're going to level the mill head, and I'll show you what it did. It gives me the idea that the mill may not be level anymore. All right, so stick with us. Let's get this underway. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I noticed the other day. I'm not going to be able to talk while we're doing this because the winch is kind of loud, but just watch that scale and watch that line right there. Did you see that?
This side.
Did you catch that? This side fell and the other side was already touching. So that's telling me something's off level. It's just a minute movement, but it's wrong. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tension my blade. And then I'm going to move the blade a little bit to make sure there's no sawdust stuck underneath the blade between the blade and the shoes. Which that looks good right there. All right, let's check the level of it. Okay, so we're going to set this 4-foot level across the track. Now that bubble on the 4-foot level is between the lines, just like it's supposed to be. And for most people, that would be like, okay, good. But I'm going to take it a step further. What I have is a digital protractor. So we're going to turn this on. We're going to lay this on the level. Now right now it's showing 0.1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zero this. So now it's zeroed to the track. Now I can take this. I can put it on the mill head on a flat spot. All right, the mill is 0.2 degrees off, which is not a lot. Put it on the blade. Make sure it's off the teeth. And we're at 0.1 degrees. Now 0.1 degrees, 0.2 degrees, that is very minute. That is, I can't even tell you how many thousandths that is. It's just very minute. Now we're at 0. And I think it actually moved because I leaned on the track. So this is telling me that the head is level with the track. So we're cutting accurate lumber. It's not a problem. The blade's level with the track. The head is level with the track. So I suspect that the problem of the movement is the adjustment on these cables that bring it up and down. One of them is either loose, which I wouldn't say that's a problem because we're at level. So it's going to be these bolts, the stops, when they come down, one of them's hitting before the other one. So we're going to adjust the stops and see if that fixes our problem. All right, so why don't you let the head down and let it sit on the stops and see if it still reads a 0.0. We can do that just for fun to see what happens. Move.
Yep. 0.2.
0.2.
0.1.
So, like I said, it's a minute amount of movement that I noticed on the mill. But one of these stops either got sawdust packed on the bottom of them or they're out of adjustment. So we're going to bring it back up and we're going to adjust them. So this blade is 1 inch from the track. Actually, it's going to be 1 inch from the crossbars, the bunks, as people call them. We want the blade to be 1 inch above these bunks. So let's get started with that, and we'll make sure we keep it level while we're doing that.
So you're cleaning the stops off. Are you also going to clean the spot up underneath where the stops are?
Yes.
Do you need to scrape it or?
No, I'm just going to make sure we got no sawdust. Well, this one's got sawdust packed on it.
Okay. So
And this is the side that's touching first.
well, you know why?
Yeah, because this is the offside.
That is the discharge side of the sawdust.
Well, look at that. How about that?
Well, I think you just solved your problem.
Well, I have noticed another problem that really wasn't problematic, but the last board that's left on the mill is a little thicker than 1 inch, so these need to be adjusted anyway. So we're going to go ahead and adjust them, but I'm going to let this down real quick. I'm kind of anxious to see if that was the problem. Okay, so let's see if it does the same thing now that I clean the stops off. Nope, doesn't move at all. The line on the 4 stays right flat with the line that's on the scale. I think we got it. But we are going to adjust the stops anyway because, like I said, the bottom board is just a little thicker than 1 inch.
Let me fine-tune the fine-tune and the fine-tune and the fine-tune.
Got to be accurate. You know that.
So I wonder if there's any way that you could like stop that.
Well, you know what? You could cut the heads off these bolts and
Yeah.
put a point on the bolt, and then you wouldn't have dust gathering on the point.
Yeah, but your point would eventually wear down too, though,
But the point eventually would either wear down or wear whole.
from vibration or whatever.
Yeah, from vibration. So I guess checking those stops and cleaning them is just part of the maintenance.
Yep.
All right, so right now what I'm doing is I'm taking the stops, breaking them loose, adjusting them up. Then I'm going to drop the mill head down and bring it back up till the blade is exactly 1 inch above the bunk right here. And then I'm going to adjust the stops down to touch. And that should cure the problem. No, it's all right now.
So what?
So, did you get the part about me
No,
adjusting?
no,
Huh?
no.
You didn't give me about adjusting the stops?
Yeah. Not the, you kept talking when you went over here.
I don't remember what I said now.
So that's why you wanted to blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah.
well, I
And blah, blah,
forgot
blah, 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 blah.
You know in Hollywood, cameramen get fired for doing shit that you do.
Blah, 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 blah. Here, stick your finger in there and check the light and see if it's okay. See if you got power.
Thought I had a ruler in here somewhere.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get a yardstick for my mill.
Oh, here it is. I got it right here.
Whoops. Did the saw hit that?
No.
What kind of ruler is that?
Well, back when I had the big mill, the circle mill, we cut a lot of 5/4 and a lot of 2-inch wood. So this is a go, no-go gauge.
Oh.
This is 5/4, this is 2-inch. And sometimes if the lead on the big saw was off just a tiny bit, or if the saw was getting too hot, you take this at one end of the board, well, it's still standing up in the dogs, check it, go down to the other end, check it. If the board went in snug on both sides, then you were still good. If it was loose on one side or tight on the other, then you had a problem. You need to check it.
Interesting.
So you use the no-go gauge like every 30, 40 boards. That's all.
Interesting.
All right, so let's check this and get it down to 1 inch.
So my question is, have you ever used a go, no-go on your mill here?
No, we don't cut that kind of wood.
Oh, okay.
Well, we don't cut enough of that kind of wood.
Okay.
Now, with Tim's help, we have the blade exactly 1 inch above this bunk right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check the level of the mill one more time. And then I'm going to adjust the stops down until they touch. So we're going to zero this. Okay. Check our blade. Oops. Got to make sure you move it back far enough to get it off the teeth. All right, so we're at 0.1 degree up. Now it's 0, so we're good. That's a very minute. Okay, so now all we got to do is adjust the stops down until they touch, and we should be good to go.
Okay.
Okay, so I made sure both of the bottom of the stops are clean. I'm screwing it down by fingers. I'm going to go finger tight, because finger tight won't move the mill. We'll hold the head secure. And lock it down. All right.
Hey, you might want to get that paint that's all up underneath there.
No, the paint's gone. All right, we're going to go down. Finger tight. Hold the head. So it can't move. All right. We're going to check the level one more time. But first, we're going to run it up and set it down around the stops. All right, cables are loose. So we got no pressure on the cables. And we're going to check the mill head one more time. Blade is at 0. Head is at 0. I think we're golden. We cured a problem that wasn't really a problem. It was just dirt built up on, or sawdust built up in the bottom of that one stop. But everything's adjusted, and this should cut a 1-inch board on the final cut. All right, guys. So that's how we tuned up our saw just a little bit today to make sure everything's level. That's a good thing to check every once in a while before you notice a problem. Only takes a minute. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up. That helps the algorithm, helps get our movies out there. Hit that subscribe button if you're not one of our subscribers already. We're glad to have you aboard. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. All right, guys. Until the next one, before we go to the next one, hit that notifications bell also. All right, until the next one, we will catch you later.